Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Frank Warren joins me now. Frank, I know we love the beef, but just seeing two genuinely top blokes face off, nice and respectful, but knowing we're going to get a banging fight. There's something good about that.
There is. Two consummate professionals, both can fight, and both fancy the job. You've got to take your hat off to Anto going in the other guy's backyard. It's a fight he wants. It's a fight he's getting very well paid for. And Lee, two-time world champion. Will he become another two-time world champion victim to Anto? He had two big wins last year, two massive wins, and you know, for me, showed what he was all about. Lee knows this is a fight he's got to win, so it's all there. I mean, this is an unbelievable fight. He won the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year and Knockout of the Year in 2022. Lee, this fight, I'm telling you, could be and probably will be Fight of the Year.
I can't wait. It's an absolute cracker. Obviously, Anto's been your man, been on that brilliant run. Obviously, the last two fights against Cordina and Warrington. But Lee is a Queensbury man now too. Just talk me through the chat you had with Lee and why he's a Queensbury man.
He's a Queensbury man because he come to us and we spoke and he signed up with us. And you know, we're in the business of putting these great fights together, and that's what we've done. No messing about, straight in.
In terms of Kakachi, I know we spoke about it very briefly, but Eddie used the time waster phrase when it comes to Sugar Nunes. But seeing the reception this fight's got, has that kind of justified the decision that Anto's made?
There's two things to it. Number one is he makes more money fighting Lee than he does fighting Nunes. He's a professional fighter. He's 36 years of age. And if you did a poll and asked everybody what fight they would want to see out those two fights, it's a no-brainer. Nunes is always there to fight afterwards.
In this fight you can watch live on DAZN. Just going back to obviously your link up with DAZN, I guess you and Matchroom are kind of working in tandem. I wanted to ask about potential show clashes. Do we write off the chance of there being
how can that happen?
A show clash on?
Well, how's that going to happen? Why would one channel pitch one show
There's
against
multiple
another?
streams, or
Why would they do that? Why would you have one? Why would you have two promoters that are working with you having shows on the same night against each other? Splitting the audience, that's a nonsense.
In terms of you kind of working with Eddie, I know he said just from looking at the Heavy Impact lineup, he was like, I looked and went, Frank's off to a brilliant start, and that's going to drive subscribers. So although there is that rivalry that we spoke about the other day, you're both driving heavy subscribers.
That's what we're about, and that's what we're about. And you know, and he's a competitive guy. We're competitive, and we you know, that for us, we both want to deliver the best. And also, our guys are going to fight each other. It will happen.
And they have been fighting each other.
Of course they have, but even more frequent now. It can be less difficult to do.
A fight between Queensbury and Boxer was announced yesterday. How delighted are you to see Liam get the opportunity to put right what he saw obviously as a wrong in Riyadh?
I see it as well. So he's delighted, I'm delighted, and good luck to him.
Yeah. Was it an easy fight to make once you got past the original?
George made the fight with him. I mean, you know, he done it. They wanted the fight, and we made it happen. We don't stand in the way of our fighters or pull them out. You know, we make it work.
What was the original, now you look back, what was the original kind of hold up? Because there was a time where it looked like this fight might not.
Money.
But Liam also said yesterday that he was offered a fight for more money.
He was offered for more money, but he's got more money than he was offered by them for this fight.
Who was the opponent that Liam was offered yesterday? Or
well, when he comes through this one, he'll be fighting a guy and we'll announce it.
Can we see an appearance from you on fight night?
On when?
On fight night for Whittaker Cameron.
What date is it?
April 20th, Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Was that a glass of wine in front of the TV type day?
I have to look at my diary, see if I'm having my hair done or my nails done.
In terms of the Queensbury and Boxer fights being made, obviously you made Akoli Riakporhe, Adelaide TKV, Raven Chapman against Karis Hartinsall as well. Is that healing a little bit? Or I don't know if healing's the right word. Are we?
I don't even think about any of that stuff. It's you lot to think about it. For me, I have. If I've had 3 conversations with Benji in the last 12 months, that's about it. I don't have conversations with him.
Would you say it's 3, that's it?
If that.
And one of them's the on-stage encounter in Riyadh?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I know Oleksandr Usyk said that he wants 2 more fights and that's it. What would be your preference for his last 2 fights? I guess one of them the Dubois Parker winner.
Correct.
Is there any other preference that kind of stands out that you go, I want to see him fight?
Well,
X,
after he fights Dubois, there won't be another one. Because I generally believe that if Daniel comes through his fight, I believe he'll wind up being the unified champion. Maybe a rematch.
What about
another rematch? Best of 3.
Keep Usyk hanging on. What about the potential of Derek Chisora? I know he went on TalkSport and
we'll
stated
see.
his case.
I mean, we'll see. But being realistic, and I'm sure Derek will love that to happen. But realistically, the next fight, which is on the 22nd of February next week in Riyadh, that's the one that will determine who Usyk fights next.
Frank, just a final question. I wanted to throw this bit of a random one. So we saw that Teofimo Lopez might be fighting at Alcatraz, right? A very left wing, but very ring and Riyadh season to try something like that. If you could have one venue that is completely off-key, random, that you could host a boxing fight at as a Queensbury promoter,
Buckingham
where would
Palace.
it be?
In the grounds of Buckingham Palace.
Can't get better than that. Frank, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.